Deep beneath the golden sands of Egypt's Valley of the Kings lies a secret that has captivated archaeologists for nearly a century. Queen Nefertiti, whose name means the beautiful one has come, vanished from historical records over 3,000 years ago, and with her disappearance went the location of her final resting place. In 2026, we stand on the precipice of what could be the most significant archaeological discovery since King Tutankhamun's tomb was opened in 1922. New ground-penetrating radar technology has revealed what appears to be a hidden chamber behind the walls of King Tut's burial site, and many experts believe this could finally be Nefertiti's long-lost tomb. The woman who ruled alongside Pharaoh Akhenaten during Egypt's most revolutionary period may soon reveal her secrets to the modern world. To understand why finding Nefertiti's tomb matters so profoundly, we must journey back to 1345 BCE, to the sun-drenched city of Amarna. Nefertiti wasn't just a queen, she was a co-ruler, depicted in ancient art as equal in power to her husband, the radical pharaoh Akhenaten. Together, they upended 3,000 years of Egyptian religious tradition by abandoning the worship of multiple gods in favor of Aten, the sun disk. Nefertiti's influence was so great that she appeared in more prominent positions than any queen before her, sometimes even wearing the blue crown typically reserved for pharaohs. But then, mysteriously, around year 12 of Akhenaten's reign, Nefertiti disappeared from all historical records. Did she die? Was she banished? Or did she continue ruling under a different name? The answer to these questions may lie within her undiscovered tomb. The modern search for Nefertiti's tomb began in earnest in 2015, when British Egyptologist Dr. Nicholas Reeves published a groundbreaking theory. While examining high-resolution scans of Tutankhamun's tomb, Reeves noticed something extraordinary: faint lines on the painted walls that suggested the existence of two hidden doorways. One of these doorways, he proposed, could lead to Nefertiti's burial chamber. His theory suggested that Tutankhamun's tomb, famously discovered by Howard Carter, was actually just the outer chamber of a much larger complex. This wasn't mere speculation. The tomb's unusual layout, with its awkward right-angle turn and modest size for a pharaoh, had puzzled experts for decades. If Reeves was correct, the art world's most famous ancient Egyptian bust, Nefertiti's limestone portrait in Berlin's newest museum, might soon have company from treasures beyond imagination. The years following Reeves' announcement have been filled with technological advances, political negotiations, and heart-stopping near discoveries. In 2016, radar scans suggested a 90% probability of hidden chambers. The archaeological world held its breath. But then, in 2018, further tests threw doubt on the findings, and the Egyptian government temporarily halted all exploration. It seemed the mystery would remain unsolved. However, 2024 brought renewed hope when a team from Ain Shams University in Cairo, using cutting-edge quantum magnetometry, technology originally developed for detecting underground military installations, identified distinct void spaces behind the western and northern walls of Tut's burial chamber. By early 2026, these findings have been corroborated by 3 independent research teams from Japan, Italy, and the United States. The evidence is now stronger than ever, and the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities has finally greenlit a careful, systematic investigation that could begin penetrating the walls within months. But what might we find if Nefertiti's tomb is finally opened? Tutankhamun's tomb, discovered relatively intact, contained over 5,000 objects, including his famous golden death mask, chariots, furniture, jewelry, and even jars of preserved food for the afterlife. Nefertiti was far more important than the boy king Tutankhamun, who died young, and whose reign was relatively insignificant. If her tomb survived the ancient grave robbers who plundered so many royal burials, it could contain treasures that make Tut's riches look modest by comparison. Experts theorize we might find her mummy, adorned with a golden mask, even more spectacular than Tutankhamun's. Walls covered in unprecedented religious art from the Amarna period, and perhaps most tantalizing, papyrus scrolls or inscribed tablets that could finally tell us what happened during those mysterious final years of her life. The historical texts we might recover could rewrite our entire understanding of this pivotal moment in ancient Egyptian civilization. The technical challenges of accessing a potential hidden tomb are immense and require patience that tests even the most dedicated archaeologists. The walls of Tutankhamun's tomb are covered in priceless paintings that cannot be damaged. They're some of the finest examples of ancient Egyptian funerary art in existence. Any drilling or cutting must be done with microscopic precision, probably using fiber optic cameras inserted through tiny holes before any larger opening is attempted. Dr. Zahi Hawass, Egypt's former Minister of Antiquities and one of the world's most famous Egyptologists, has insisted that the work must be done by Egyptian teams using Egyptian expertise, marking a shift from the colonial-era archaeology of the past. The project represents not just a search for ancient treasure, but a statement about modern Egypt's ownership of its own heritage. Engineers are currently developing specialized robotic equipment that can navigate tight spaces while carrying cameras and sensors, allowing researchers to see what's behind the walls before making any irreversible decisions. The global fascination with this search extends far beyond academic circles. Social media has exploded with speculation, artistic reconstructions, and even conspiracy theories about what Nefertiti's tomb might contain. The hashtag #FindNefertiti has garnered millions of posts across platforms, with everyone from respected historians to enthusiastic amateur archaeologists sharing their theories. Some believe her tomb will contain evidence of advanced ancient technology or astronomical knowledge. Others hope for intact papyrus libraries that could include lost literary works or scientific treatises. Tourism to Egypt has already increased by 30% in anticipation, with visitors flocking to the Valley of the Kings, hoping to be present when history is made. The Egyptian economy stands to benefit enormously from this discovery. When Tutankhamun's tomb was found, it sparked a global Egyptian revival in fashion, art, and design that lasted decades. A Nefertiti discovery could have an even greater cultural and economic impact in our hyper-connected modern world. Yet this search also raises profound ethical questions about archaeology, tourism, and respect for the dead. Nefertiti was a real person who lived, loved, ruled, and eventually died. She was sealed in her tomb with specific religious rituals meant to ensure her journey to the afterlife. Do we have the right to disturb her eternal rest for the sake of knowledge and spectacle? Many modern Egyptologists argue that we do, but only if we approach the task with utmost respect and proper scientific methodology. Unlike the treasure hunters and colonial archaeologists of the past who stripped tombs for profit and museum collections, today's researchers emphasize preservation, digital documentation, and keeping artifacts in Egypt whenever possible. If Nefertiti's tomb is found, there are already plans to create an on-site museum in the Valley of the Kings, allowing visitors to experience the discovery context while ensuring the treasures remain in their homeland. This represents a new era of archaeological ethics, where the past is studied and shared rather than plundered and possessed. As we move through 2026, the anticipation continues to build. The Egyptian government has assembled an international advisory committee of top archaeologists, conservation experts, and historians to oversee any intervention into the suspected tomb. Ground-penetrating radar surveys are being conducted weekly, creating increasingly detailed, three-dimensional maps of the potential chambers. Preliminary data suggests that if rooms do exist behind those walls, they remain remarkably intact, possibly even sealed since ancient times. Climate-controlled laboratories are being prepared to receive any organic materials that might be discovered, from textiles to mummy wrappings to wooden artifacts. Museums around the world are already negotiating for traveling exhibitions of any finds, with estimated ticket sales in the hundreds of millions. But beyond the money and the fame, there's something deeply human about this quest. We want to know Nefertiti's story. We want to see the face of the woman whose sculpted portrait has captivated millions. We want to understand how one of history's most powerful women lived, ruled, and departed this world. The search for Nefertiti's tomb reminds us that history is not dead and buried. It's alive, waiting to be discovered, waiting to speak to us across the millennia. Whether the hidden chambers contain Nefertiti herself or turn out to be something else entirely, the journey of discovery enriches our understanding of human civilization and our connection to those who came before us. In the coming months, we may witness one of the greatest archaeological revelations of the 21st century, a moment when ancient mystery meets modern science. If you've been captivated by this story, make sure to follow our channel and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates on this incredible archaeological adventure. Share this video with anyone who loves history, mystery, or the thrill of discovery. And drop a comment below, telling us, do you think Nefertiti's tomb will be found? What do you hope archaeologists might discover? Stay curious, stay excited, and remember, the past is never truly lost, just waiting to be found. Until next time, keep exploring history with us.